Well, good afternoon, APC family. Happy April 1st to you. I hope and pray that you are all well, safe and sound in the confines of your own home. Hopefully, not going too stir crazy these days. I am coming to you now from my study, which is situated next to my house. It's my sabbatical study, so in part you can take some credit for this. Several years ago, when you gave me time off to refresh and to renew, this project was part of that refreshment and renewal, and it is reaping wonderful dividends, particularly in this time of staying at home and working from home. This video that you're watching is something that I hope will be a weekly occurrence for us at APC for the foreseeable future. In this unique time of physical separation, I want to do all that I can do to help us to stay connected. I know some of you are doing a great job of that already through Zoom meetings, community group, or Bible study, or even just to chat. So keep it up. That's wonderful. But each Wednesday here on our YouTube page, I would like to post a video. It won't be me every week. I hope to include others in this as well. Just a brief video, 5 to 10 minutes, something to challenge you, to encourage you, maybe something I've been thinking about or something somebody else has been thinking about, something I read that I want to just read to you. It's not intended to be a long thing or a mini sermon, but just a touch. Obviously, these things are not going to be highly produced. The focus is not on the production, but on the content. And I wanted to do something that was a video, though, rather than the written word, just because there's an intimacy created with tone, with expression that you can't achieve through a written post. And so here we go with video number 1. And today I want to talk to you just for a minute about something I've been thinking about in regards to these days, and it is the need for lament. The need for lament. Now, we don't use that word very often in our world, and certainly when it is used in our world, it's usually by us as Christians, and it's usually in regards to the book of Psalms. And that's good, that's appropriate, because though the Psalms of praise often get a lot of airtime, over a third of the Psalter are songs of lament. And lament is not just an ancient form of poetry that we're called to study and to understand. It's actually a word, it's actually a practice that ought to be part of our lives and of our vocabulary. The world knows well how to cry. They know how to weep. They know how to complain. But lamenting, Christian lamenting, is unique. It's unique to God's people. I don't have to remind you that there is a lot to take in and to digest in our world these days. Lots of statistics, lots of unknowns, lots of opinions, lots of politics even. It's a time of loss, it's a time of uncertainty, it's a time of confusion. And the question is, what should we, as Christians, as the church, what should we be doing as we experience all of this with the rest of the world? Well, among other things, we should be pouring out our pain and our frustration to God. Because lament reveals that in the midst of the sorrows of life, not only is life painful, but it's often it's too much for us. And as we lament, as we cry out to God, we are saying that we believe in His promises, even when we can't see them clearly. N.T. Wright wrote an article in Time magazine this past week. At least it was on Time Online, and the title was striking. Maybe you want to read the article, which I did, and the title was this: Christianity offers no answers about the coronavirus. And it's a jolting title that simply wants to make the point that though we can and we ought to affirm who God is, and that his promises are for us as his people, we can't, even as believers, explain all that's going on. We can't explain the why, and that's okay. We can't give the how long, and that's okay. It's okay to not have answers because we can cry to the one who does. And while at times he seems hidden, while at times his purposes are so mysterious, he is there and he is good. And so we cry out to him. He doesn't owe us the answers, but he invites us to plead for them. And so my encouragement to you today, my encouragement to my own heart, in the midst of the news that we're hearing, the death count that is rising, is to not despair, but to lament, to take the language of God's word upon your lips, and to make your case, to plead his cause. Psalm 13 is a great place to start. It's a psalm of David. How long? How long? How long? 4 times he cries out, how long? Well, that should be our prayer. Flowing from all this, I want to make you aware of a few different opportunities and encourage you in them in regards to lamenting, in regards to prayer. First of all, our denomination has organized a 30 days of prayer program, and it begins today. Each day, a PCA elder from around the country will lead you in prayer, and those prayers will be centered on an attribute of God or on a fruit of the Spirit. And there's a link both below here and in the email that I sent you, inviting you to this video, and so you can check that out for more information, and I encourage you to participate in that. Secondly, this Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m., men, I will be hosting our monthly men's prayer meeting via Zoom, and so you can look for an invitation for that via email coming soon. If you don't have Zoom on your computer, pretty easy to get and to use, and so would love to see a bunch of you involved as we cry out to the Lord together. And then lastly, the Gospel Coalition, an organization that we love, is inviting the church to a day of fasting and prayer this coming Saturday. And you can, again, see the link below and in the email that I sent for more information about that. In these unprecedented times, I invite you, brothers and sisters, let's be on our knees. Let's be praying. Let's be fasting. Let's be lamenting. Let's be leading the way for the world to see where their only hope is found. I love you. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.